As also Mr. Hasara has mentioned, we belong under the operational program Human Resources. We have these three basic pillars: how to create services and provide services to people with disabilities based on these services, how to bring them back to their lives. So social inclusion is the second pillar of our project, and also integrating them onto the labor market, because 15% of the population, it is a high number for a society. It's a high number, a high number of people who also should return something back to the society, not only take something from it. So, as Mr. Hasara has mentioned, at least 1,000 clients or 1,000 people we should help. It's the minimum that we should cooperate with to make the project successful. So we are getting closer to 800 thanks to the efforts of our motivators, and let's hope that we will manage it by the end of this year. A very basic idea of this project. It originated back in the Paralympic Committee when Mr. Japoš decided together with Alena Kánova to, in this National Rehabilitation Center, this is the most important center for people with spinal cord injuries. They decided to establish something like a motivational center. It was the place where clients, after their rehab in the afternoons, they didn't have any other things to do. They looked for activities and how to spend the afternoons after the rehabilitation program. So we created a place which clients could visit and look for something else, some other inspiration. What to do? What is this social rehabilitation about? Because in the center they are being helped physically to get back to their physical good condition, but we wanted to help them in a different way. So to make our clients also maybe do some sports. So here you can see a picture that every afternoon they did some sports, different types of sports. We identified, however, that after the clients left the center, they contacted us and asked, like, how should we continue? We returned back home. It's not barrier free. I don't know people who could help me. So consequently, it became clear that this idea of equal support really makes sense, and this is why within our project we established these 5 centers, so we could provide the services of motivators not in Central Slovakia but also in the regions, to make it closer or more accessible to people with disabilities throughout Slovakia. So also after they returned back home, they could continue visiting these centers, so they could really move forward in their lives. The basic idea, which it was maybe also like an intuition, it was the idea of peer support. You can see in this picture, it clearly shows what it is about. It's 2 equal people supporting one another. The one at the top is the motivator, who already has experienced these hard times after accidents. Many of us, when we were in this life situation, we didn't get any support, so we had to deal with it on our own, and many of us lost a lot of time in isolation. It took a long time to return. So people who are now coming to our centers, they have the advantages that it's quite early, that they can get direct support, that we can include them right after their injury or their accident back into this social life, so social inclusion. So our motivators are all people with disabilities, but this is not enough. We have trained them in some basic modules, so they would be also able to help some skills, some capabilities they need. I will not go into more details due to lack of time, but basically our work consists of some individual consultancy. Our clients come to our centers and the individual motivators take care of them. That's the basic idea of it. During the pandemic, we moved to online, but fortunately, we are now again being able to continue on site. Another platform are group activities. Several clients have contact with other motivators, with trainers and facilitators of these group activities. Very interesting topics, very often a very important part. As we form part of the Paralympic Committee, we know that sports really helps, not only physically but also mentally. So there are individual sport activities. You can see our motivator here. It is very visible that they are happy about the activities. You can see there it's archery that they have been spending time with. So we have a very good team which is preparing and carrying out webinars which are broadly accessible for the public. We inform about these webinars on social media, so also people who are not our clients can find out very important, very interesting information on these occasions. Motivators of the projects are trying to present their activities and their work also to the public, so whenever there is the possibility, we organize these kind of stands and stalls and workshops where we present our project. We look for new clients. Motivators, of course, do meet on a regular basis at work meetings. They exchange their experience and information. It's a living organism. It's a living project. So work meetings are very important, and the project continues also on its educational aspect. So whenever there is a new model or new topic, we meet and continue to work on our skills, so we are able to provide services of better level, higher level continuously. And at the end of my presentation, I would like to thank all our motivators who are really working very hard to help our clients. Very often they call me and ask me, and I can see that they really try their best to help. And we have already helped almost 800 clients, and I'm happy about it. So thank you very much for your attention.